Welcome to the Awakened Healer podcast. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vander Linden. I'm an ordained Christian minister, international intuitive healer, healer trainer, speaker, and retreat facilitator. On the Awakened Healer podcast, myself and a wide variety of fascinating guests will share our gifts and divine experiences. I won't shy away from diving deep and asking big questions during these conversations. In turn, we will open up and share our deepest thoughts on spirituality, angels, intuitive development, crystals, healing of all kinds, and how bridging ancient wisdom with modern science can bring you to a deep and profound healing in every area of your life. Welcome to another episode of Awakened Healer. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vander Linden. Are you in a situation that you don't want to be in? Maybe you believe this is as good as it gets. You don't believe you can have what you want in life, or perhaps you fear the unknown and all the changes that would come with that. Please don't settle and exchange your happiness, desires, and dreams for the security of what is and the comfort of the familiar. Does that sound like you? You have to honor what you feel. Honor your deepest truth, which is your intuition. You want to connect to that on a daily basis, really moment to moment. If you want to live a life on purpose and experience inner peace, freedom, and grow in joy, the key is following that inner knowing, that inner voice. Otherwise, you'll wither away. One day you'll up and say, like, who is this? You won't even recognize yourself. You'll wonder what happened to you and wonder whose life you're living and where did your life go? Many of you are in that situation now. You're like, I used to be this way, or I used to do this, or I used to really crave that or love this. And it's just gone. Sometimes people end up feeling like an empty shell because they've let so much of themselves go in order to make other people happy. You're meant to be happy, to be fulfilled, alive, and connected within to spirit. It's your divine right, and really it's your responsibility. When you follow your intuition, which speaks to you via your feelings, hunches, inner urges, your deepest desires, you're able to bring your goals, dreams, and visions into physical reality much faster and at a profound level when you have that connection. Intuition will often say, today we're going to just be. Let's take a walk. Let's read this book. Let's talk to this person. Let's go to this place. Following your intuition requires a great deal of trust and faith, because most of the time it won't even make logical sense. You may have a to-do list a mile long, and then all of a sudden you're hearing, let's just be, or let's go for a walk. And in your mind, if you stop to rationalize it, you're like, that isn't right. I have all these things to do. But you want to listen to that because it's leading you to what's for your highest good. Oftentimes, taking that break, taking a 5-minute or a 10-minute walk, brings everything into perspective, and you can actually get through your to-do list much faster or cross a lot of things off. While you're taking that walk, you may realize, this, and this really doesn't have to be done. So you really want to listen to what you're being urged to do. You may have all kinds of things that need to get done that day, but really, if Spirit says take a walk, take a walk. I've lived most of my life following my intuition, and from the outside looking in, most of the decisions I've made didn't seem to make sense. My family were probably like, is she nuts? Or even my friends, they just didn't say it to those around me. They're probably wondering, like, what on earth is she doing now? But at least at first, but then they would witness the magic happen and how things would just fall into place for me. So just being a witness to what transpires when you live by your intuition was enough to shift some to also begin to tune in and live by theirs. For others, not so much. They still wanted to keep control, do it their way. They continued living from other people's shoulds. And that probably rings a bell with a lot of you. A lot of you live because your parents think you should do this, or your spouse thinks you should do that, or your friends have all of their shoulds. From after analyzing everything, they on their own came up with these shoulds. They wondered why they always struggled or made the wrong choices. And yet they're trying to take their shoulds and tell you how to live your life. And so you really want to look at, where are you getting these shoulds from and what does their life look like? You can be an example. You can give tips, but ultimately it's each individual's choice whether they're going to let go and let God, or they're going to keep control. And you have to make those choices for your life too. I'll be honest, there have been times in my life I've ignored my intuition and I've had to pay a big learning price for ignoring it. So even though I knew, I still overrode what I was being shown or told or whatever. Not so much anymore, but in my younger days especially. Once that happens a few times, you get back to faith in a quick hurry when you see that things don't go so well when you try to go it on your own. So really pay attention to that. Acting on your intuition requires flexibility and spontaneity. You cannot be set in your ways. The key to strengthening your intuition is to act immediately on those whispers from within before your analytical mind gets in the way. Timing is everything. You lose the momentum you could have gained from taking that inspired action in the moment, or the time may have passed by for you to even make the decision or to even give it a go. When you're told to do something, the time is now. And so if you wait and then it doesn't work out, don't blame God and say well, you told me to do this and it didn't even work out for me. Well, you were maybe told 3 months ago and you finally decide okay, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try that. Well, you missed the opening. You missed the opportunity. The timing is off now. So no, it isn't going to work. So again, be flexible. Put it on your mirror. Be aware. Be flexible. Be spontaneous. The more you act on your intuition, the stronger it becomes. Those hunches that once seemed subtle won't be so subtle anymore. They'll hit you over the head like a jackhammer. And it's because as you learn to listen and you start acting on that and you become aware, then you're held more responsible to take action at the time. So when you're in alignment with you, which is where spirit or your intuition takes you, you've got so much more to give, to create, to contribute, and enrich the lives of those around you and eventually the world at large. So it's very important, not just for yourself, but for the world, that each and every one of us do listen to our intuition and act on it. The world needs you to be in alignment. You need you to be in alignment. You desperately long to be you, to come home to yourself, to that space within you where you can breathe, where you can feel calm, clear, centered, and fed. Following spirit feeds your soul. So that's what brings you to that just peace and just you just feel this sigh of relief that you can just let it go and be led. It leads you to who and what you came here to be, where excitement, wonder, and possibilities course through you, where you know that everything is happening for you and not to you. A lot of you are probably very, very tired of that feeling of why me, or, why is this happening to me? And when you follow your intuition, that stops. You're being led and you have that freedom. So take time every day to align with your soul. Listen to what it has to say and where it's leading you. Drop all of the shoulds, especially the shoulds of others. We have our own shoulds, like, oh, I should get that done today, or I should go visit my mother, or I should volunteer at my kid's school. Yes, they do need volunteers, but if you're not being led to do that and you're being led to do something else, then do what you're being led to do. Let go of those shoulds. Don't become a servant to shoulds. Become a servant to the whispers of your soul. Let it show you the way. I really challenge you to look within and notice where you are not telling yourself the truth about yourself or about another. Where are you not coming from your deepest truth, your authentic self? Really take time to reflect on that. It's really good to have your journal out. Just breathe. Take your time. Get real with yourself. Connect with that and bring it into the light, and then step into it. Live from that space. Let go of the shoulds. You probably get tired of me saying that, but as long as you're living by shoulds, you're not living by spirit. You're not being led. Let go of the peanut gallery of everyone else's chatter of telling you what to do. Let go of your fears and honor your truth. And when you do that, you're honoring yourself. We all came here to be unique beings. And if you're following it everybody else's shoulds, you're not being your unique self. You were created unique, and that's beautiful. And you want to step into that and live that. So I know this was short today. It was just a message that came through that Spirit really felt people needed right now. And so just go back, listen to the replay over and over. If you need encouragement in that area, be blessed, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on the Awakened Healer podcast. Did you enjoy the show? If yes, please subscribe and give me 5 on a review, that is, on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review or your comments and let me know what you loved or would love to learn about on future shows. We all need encouragement, including me. Find out more information on my website at spiritledhealinginstitute.com. Be blessed, and remember, if you're good with you and good with God, you're good.